What's up, two-wheelers? Old Man Ronin here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, Harley-Davidson did it again. They announced the death of 3 motorcycles. The Breakout, the FXDR, and the Deluxe. The Deluxe! No! So Harley-Davidson is killing the Deluxe. Why should I care? Well, first off, it's one of my favorite Softail models. In fact, it is my favorite Softail model. I've had a couple heritages over the years, and I really enjoyed them too. But I really love the look of the Deluxe. It is classic, it is clean, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. My Deluxe that I'm riding here is an 08 96 engine. It's just a comfortable cruising bike. I just simply love it, and you can do all kind of things to it to make it look like old school. You know, if you ever listen to Matt Laidlaw out at Laidlaw Harley-Davidson's site or YouTube channel, you'll see that the Deluxe is one of his best-selling bikes, and the reason why is because of the ethnic Hispanic ethnic community loves that old style look. I mean, if you look at Cuba, they got all the old cars out there, and they just love that old style look. And you know what? So do I. When I was younger, I rebuilt a 1937 Ford, and I simply loved it because I love that old school look. Now, you can always say that Harley got kept the Slim, which is similar to the Deluxe. Main differences is the tins and the seating pattern and things of that nature. But as far as that goes, it's really close. So what did we really lose? Well, we lost number one, my favorite model, but thank God I have one. Harley's in trouble. We all know this. They're not selling to millennials, and shame on you, millennials. I know you want something fast and you want something, you know, more sport bikey, or you want that Triumph look, which is great. I love the Triumph look as well too. The Bonnies are freaking beautiful. But the reality of it is, Harley-Davidson is what America is all about. Harley-Davidson, unfortunately, has put too much pressure on the new big expensive bikes. I mean, if you look what I mentioned earlier about the Deluxe versus the Slim, there's a couple $1,000s worth of difference just in the tins. Harley, why do you do that kind of stuff? Why don't you make a model that's completely different instead of having something that's really close and then you get a following for it and you have to get rid of it? I'm afraid that another one of my favorite Softail models, the Sport Glide, is going to go away as well too. The Sport Glide is super smooth handling, but you know what? They need to listen to their customer base, and their customer base are guys like me. Yeah, I can't afford to buy a new bike right now, and I get that. But you know, there's a lot of guys in my age bracket that do, and those guys want that old school look too. One of the reasons why the Heritage is a popular brand or model for them, and another reason why that the Slim is a popular brand or model for them, and the Deluxe is in certain parts of the country too. They love the old school. Now the Bronx is coming out, and the ADV bike is coming out, which everybody's calling it the Dirt Glide. And that's great. We need stuff with a little bit more diversity. However, don't kill the models that are actually doing well, and the Deluxe is doing well. Now I get the FXDRs not being continued, because that was without a doubt the most uncomfortable bike I've ever ridden by Harley-Davidson. The triangle was 100% wrong, and all they had to do with that bike to make it a success is put mid-controls on it, and that thing would have been super comfortable and fun to ride, and that would have maybe turned on some of the millennials. But now you just wasted an entire mock-up process for a bike that didn't sell at all. I know Blockhead down in Florida had an FXDR, but guess what? He sold it because he wanted something more traditional like the Lowrider S. And that's what guys want. They want that traditional Harley look. Harley, you can come out with some other models, and I know you want to get rid of some models. The Breakout, I don't think you have a bike now that has that kind of front end rake. That's unfortunate. Basically what the Breakout was an updated Deuce, if you ever looked at it, or an updated Wide Glide for the Dyna models, with a longer, more aggressive rake in the front. But I understand why you're getting rid of stuff like that that's not selling. I do get it, but the Deluxe is selling. Now you can say that you're going to replace it with the Slim. I haven't heard them say that, but I can imagine that's what they're saying, that they're replacing it with the Slim. Get the breakout, and I get the deuce going away. What I don't get is the Deluxe, and it's maybe an emotional thing for me because I truly do love my Deluxe. I've always wanted one, and then a few years ago I had the opportunity to buy one with low mileage that I haven't really done a lot to. I put a little bit of extra. I took some parts off of a 99 Heritage Softail back in the back, put it on. Took some stuff as far as the bumper fronts and the bumper rears. I put that off of a 2007 Heritage to give it a more, I don't want to say semi-cholo look, but yeah, it was kind of like that. It came with these mini apes that you're seeing on the camera, and yeah, I don't like them. I'm going to change them too, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some Carlini's 16 inches on with lower risers. If you can see down here, these risers are like 3.5 inches tall, and then there's got 10-inch mini apes, and I just don't like the way it looks. So that's one of my mods this summer, if I can afford it, is to get some Carlini's. That stuff's not cheap. And again, like I mentioned before, I try to do things with thrift in mind, and that's one of the upgrades we're going to do to the Deluxe. And then since Harley's discontinuing the Deluxe, that's probably going to keep me keeping this bike for maybe the rest of my life. I don't know. If I get the right deal, I might sell it, but then I'd have to turn around and buy another one because I really do like the way they look. I just love all Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Not only the look of them, the rumble of them, the sound of them, but just the heritage. Again, I was into old cars for a long time, as well as my motorcycles. And I rebuilt, like I said, the 37 Ford. I rebuilt a 61 Comet, a 63 Corvair, things of that nature. And of course I sold them. I wish I would have never sold them. The 37 Ford that I rebuilt, unfortunately, was in my dad's name, and when he passed away, his new wife, after my mom passed away, sold it. And I was like, what could I do? Nothing. It is what it is. But as far as getting back to Harley-Davidson and their moves, what I'm hoping for with Harley-Davidson is they're going to use a little bit of sense and bring out some intermediate sized bikes, and maybe some you know, back in the 70s when AMF held them, they partnered with an Italian company, and I can't remember the name. If I do remember it, I'll put it up here somewhere. But they partnered with an Italian company. They came out with some 125s, 175s, 250s, and stuff like that were kind of like dual sport. That's a cool idea. That'll get the younger people interested in riding, because what's hot right now is these adventure bikes. And I know Harley's coming in with these the new Dirt Glide, supposedly in a couple different engine sizes, but holy Toledo, they're going to be expensive as hell, and you all know that. Well, why don't you come out with something in the 350cc or 450 or 500cc like they got in that street engine, which I've never ridden one, but shoot, you've already got a water-cooled engine there. Put it into a smaller adventure style bike, or an enduro, or a dual purpose, I forget what they call them now, a dual track or whatever, but put them in something like that you can actually take out, run in the dirt, run on the road. You know, you don't need to be going 100 miles an hour, but I'll tell you, one of my plans in the future is going to be riding the Transamerica Trail. And I don't want a big 1000cc bike for that, because number one, I know I'm going to drop the son of a gun, and I want to be able to easily pick it up. So something in the 400cc, 500cc area would be perfect. Harley, do that. Don't come out with a bunch of these bikes like the Bronx that you might sell a few, but I mean, haven't you learned anything else from the V-Rod or the FXDR? The Harley guys don't buy that crap. They really don't. Now, you might try to get a market for them and keep it around a few years like you did the V-Rod, but odds are it's going to go bye, 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 just like the other bikes did. But what am I to say? I'm just an old guy that has several Harley-Davidsons, and I've had them for almost 40 years. No, actually over 40 years. So, and I'm die-hard Harley. I mean, I do love other bikes. Like I mentioned in my first video, I'm thinking about redoing a Triumph, because I love the way my Triumph rode, and I love the way my Norton rode, and that British style is just beautiful to me. Harley, don't go into that. That's Triumph's area. You know, Triumph had the Speedmaster and the America, and the Thunderbird or Bolt or whatever it was called, and they got out of it. Why? It didn't frickin' sell. Okay? Well, know your market. Your market is guys like me and guys like Shade Tree and guys like Blockhead. And what are they buying? They're buying cool, old school looking bikes like the Deluxe. So next time you start thinking about making some changes to the line, how about introducing some stuff that will bring the younger people into it? Not the Street 500 to 750. The only thing those are good for is your classes, because nobody else rides them. I have never seen one on the road here in Central Ohio, and we have a huge population of Harley-Davidsons and motorcycles. It's one of the biggest places in the country for sales. I mean, AD Faro, which has been around for goodness gracious, well, it is the oldest Harley dealership in the country, and the only time I've ever seen them is when they're in the classes. Hello? Now, with that said, if you come out with something like a 125, you know, to get that way you can sell them to India. They love those smaller size engines over there that are really good on gas. Come out with an ADV version or a dual stroke. You know, you don't have to have all the bags and whistles and stuff on it. Guys that want to do that will put that stuff on. So come out with a 250 to 500 cc range, somewhere in there, and guys like myself may be tempted to buy one if it's not over $20,000. That way we can take it on the Trans-America Trail or some of these off-road places. I mean, I'd love to go moto camping, and right now I'm taking a Sportster, and that's cool too, but man, and I don't have it set up to be a scrambler or off-roader, so I mean, it gets a little squirrely going back in the woods, particularly on mud and dirt, which I really don't like to bring the Sportster back there. But again, something like a 300 or 400 or 500 cc engine in a dual sport or ADV light or whatever you want to call them would be perfect for a guy like me who does love to ride in the dirt once in a while and go moto camping, and it gets good enough gas mileage that you can take it on an extensive trip like a Trans-America Trail from the Carolinas to Oregon. That would be awesome. Come on, Harley, please listen. I know I don't have any subscribers, and who am I supposed to impress? Nobody. But I'm an avid Harley-Davidson guy, and I know what I like, and what I like is what I just told you. I love the Deluxe. Here sits one. I love a dual sport type bike in a lower cc that's not so freaking heavy that I can't lift when I drop it off the road. Here's one for you. Go look at Adam Sandoval's early eastern part of the TAT, Trans-America Trail, when he took his girlfriend and they dropped their bikes in the last part of it, I don't know how many times, and it took both of them to lift it up. They were using either the Africa Twin or the BMW. Heavy, 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 too frickin' heavy. I want to load it down with stuff that I can easily lift, because that's what a true dual purpose bike or enduro or dual sport bike is supposed to be about, being able to easily lift it. Now, we got way off topic from the Deluxe, but this was a thing I wanted to talk about Harley-Davidson, and I think some of the mistakes that they're making. Harley, what are you doing? Talk to Matt Laidlaw, talk to the guys up at Santa Clarita Harley-Davidson, and ask them what their #1 sellers are. Any of those LA or California companies, they love the Deluxe, and it is one of their best sellers. So, well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the bell notifications. Until next time, keep safe and keep it on 2 wheels, baby.